Get in, nerds. We are playing Victoria 3. We are going after Siam, and they got help from the Dutch, but we might be able to deal with that. I'm going to mobilize a few of my smaller armies just for coastal defense. Obviously, this is going to cost us a little bit of cash, but I think it's going to be worth it. Force comparison here is looking rock solid. I'm not too worried about the Dutch. Do I want to add anything else? Transfer of the Dutch East Indies? No. That would be ridiculous. I do want to make Siam a tributary eventually. Not right now. Right now I'm just trying to grab myself a few more tributaries. How is my line item, my diplomatic pact income? It's going really well. Zhoxian's economy has just exploded in size. I could probably afford to reduce subject payments, but I don't need to. Siam backs down. Beautiful. Excellent. So, I'm going to reduce subject payments for both of these countries. And I'm going to start improving relations with them. And between those two things, that should make them a lot happier to be with me than they were with Siam. Obviously, I've cut a huge hole in Siam's economy. Hey, America, you want to do a trade agreement? Yeah. Heck yeah, lobbies. And that completes my lobby demand. And that should allow me to buy as much ammo as I need to do all of the foreign policy that I want to do. It's interesting. I think... Let me see. Wait a minute. Great Britain's on one of these sides? That's weird. Oh, against... Yeah. I thought Great Britain didn't join this war. I thought Great Britain wasn't able to join that war. That's a little curious. Ooh, we got a general die. All we got's scholar officials, fellas, which is not my favorite thing, but again, it is what it is. I'm not too worried about it. It's something that will be solved in the longer term, as we increase our economy and we build up the size of our industrialists. Class. Cash flow's looking good. How is the paper situation? Paper situation could be better. But I think I'm actually going to cancel these paper mills, and here's why. I'm going to get to mechanical tools reasonably soon, and that's actually going to give us more ability to increase paper output than we would get building more of those. Ooh, actually, I need to find lead sources to improve my glassworks. So... Oh, right. I've got new training methods. Should have figured that out. Don't have access to philosophy departments yet. So where have I got lead? That's the real question. I've got it in Inner Mongolia. I've got it in Beijing. I've got it in Southern Manchuria and Xinjiang. Xinjiang is a good location, and I've also got it in the Shan states. Let's build up Xinjiang for now. Do I need these urgently? I don't think so. Let's take a look at the glass situation. Glass situation's actually just fine. I don't feel like this is urgent at all, so I'm going to leave them at the bottom of the build queue for now. And we'll stay doing what we're doing. We're getting another round of universities getting properly built now. I think that's a priority. So let's, with that having been established, let's take a quick look at tech. We're definitely going to do Atmel Pump Engine. Railways would be good, but I think growing autonomous on the military resources that we need... Ooh, we actually have percussion caps spreading, which is excellent. So I'm probably not going to need that. That's probably going to spread to us by the time we finish with this other stuff. So let's turn to economy. I think I want stock exchange next. I think I want to knock out a bunch of the tier 1s for social, just to get them out of the way. And then we'll probably turn back to production. Ooh. Resource boom. Raw goods in Shanxi are reporting a small spike in goods production in our iron mines, which has led to an extra stockpile being available in the state, and there's now potential to reinvest it back into the state. Of course, you should invest this to boost back into the industries. Without them, we wouldn't have this boost at all. Are you mad? Without the workers, you would have no one to run your businesses. We should be rewarding them, not you. Boost our industries further. 10% extra throughput for extractors. Nice. Armed Forces petition government. Representing its constituents in the armed forces, Tanya has issued a formal petition to the Qing government to pass National Guard. One last matter for the day, sir. Members of your constituency arrived this morning. They're asking rather loudly and insistently if you would meet with them about new legislation. Well, is that it? Goodness, you seem as if you've seen a ghost. I'm sure I can spare the last hours of the light for them, can't I? I believe so, sir. They were not taking no for an answer. We'll see what we can do. They want a National Guard. I don't want a National Guard particularly. Offer them a dedicated police force as compromise. I do want that eventually. Or they must understand the present situation doesn't allow for that. Reduced legitimacy, reduced interest group salty. I'm just going to say the current situation doesn't allow for that. I would love to get dedicated police forces eventually, but I'm currently at a situation where I cannot afford to do much. Oh, they're going after Tidor again. Stupid Dutch East Indies. I think I'm going to support Tidor in this, because then I can grab hold of West Borneo and give that to Lan Fang again, and that's my favorite thing to do in Indonesia. Orwells conquer... Conquer West Borneo. Here we go. Yes, I would be delighted to have a West Borneo. Portugal sides with Tidor. Alright, that's fine. They're on my side. And British could be on my side as well. Alright, so we got a bunch of small fronts, which I will mobilize armies to attend. Last time we did this, I was not able to be very successful because I had a huge pile of debuffs, but this time I don't have a huge pile of debuffs. So hopefully I'll be able to get more done than I did way back in those days. Already have an army going to that front. I think I'm clean on both of these fronts. Well, we'll be careful. Obviously, that's going to put me in a convoy shortage. And that's okay. That's why we're building ports, right? Hey, Cambodia's improving relations. Wonderful. And there's an ammo shortage. Dutch East Indies are once again damaging relations, which is fine. I don't really give a flying one about that at this point. They can enjoy whatever they wish to enjoy. And if in front of the Sunda Isles front. Down here? Ah, yes. I've got an army going there, so that should not be a problem. Chiang Mai damaging relations. Why would you do this? Why would you do this? We're such good friends. Yeah, I got 2 armies on the way there, I think. So I think that should be sufficient. Duchess backs down. Oh, beautiful. Excellent. Lanfang, little buddy. 4 p.m. Time for your state granting. That's a joke from very early on in Victoria III's life cycle when you could only demand one thing in each diplomatic play. And there's a meme that's every 5 years. Honey, 4 p.m. Time for your state conquering. I'm glad they dealt with that. I'm glad you can't just give up one thing and then just never have to deal with the person again. I'm glad you can't just go, I'm going to give you $200 to screw off. Because that was something that was not ideal. I understand why it made sense from a gameplay perspective, it just wasn't great. The temptation to put one more construction sector in here is really, really high. And I want you to all understand that every bone in my body desires to expand construction here. I'm not going to. I'm going to resist the temptation because I've got to fix my economy and I got to build my universities. I got a bunch of things I got to do. I got work to do out here, friends. I got so much work out here to do. Ooh, revolution in North Germany. How did oh my. The Prussians are everywhere. What is this? A radical revolt? A universal suffrage presidential republic? That's bananas. Who's looking to be where? Well, we'll see. We'll see what I can get. It would be a giant coup if I could get a protectorate over Prussia in the in 1849. Let's see if I can. Can't get that. They're still a great power. And they wouldn't be willing to become a subject. Would they give me a huge pile of money? They would. Temptation's high, friends. I could send Condottieri to this war. Is anyone likely to stand with the revolutionaries? The Russians and the Austrians both are potentials. So this is interesting. Because I think overall, I might prefer these guys to win. But they won't give me a huge pile of money. I think we'll do it. British East India Company damaging relations. Well, why would you do that? This is my best equipped army, right? We'll send them. I don't have the ability to get to any of these other fronts. Now the question is, I think obviously mobilizing more forces is the right call. I'm going to send all my largest armies. 200 battalions overall. Whew. This is going to cost a pile of cash and it's going to cost a pile of convoys. We'll see how things go once they're there. Again, I don't think anyone's actually going to step in on this. No, these other forces. Yeah, the Russians were just like, we're not dealing with China here. Which I'm glad of. I'm glad to be the force that nobody wants to have to deal with. That is costing me a real block full of money. I'm gonna build a couple of ports. Just because I'm feeling like I'm really dragging my economy down here. Hopefully that'll be useful long term. My units are going to take a long, long time to get to Prussia. But hopefully they'll be able to be decisive once they arrive. Is there passage through here? There is. Alright, so we're not in a situation where we're just completely unable to access part of the front. And I actually genuinely really hope I can win this, because the benefit to our economy of having Prussian silver flowing into the country will be actually pretty substantial. Experiencing a drought. That's unfortunate. But it is what it is. Alright. Battle on the front that we're focusing on is looking good. This is, if we can grab West Preußen, that'll lead to a merger of these two fronts. And then I'll be able to get more done. Obviously my units are going to take another month to get there. And the in-transit thing is going to be murder on my overall convoy situation, but we'll do our best. So far, our side is winning. I wonder if I didn't need to rush skirmish infantry as much. But it'll be good to be able to be producing my own ammunition and whatnots. Alright, so force comparison here is looking rock solid now. We're flexing our imperial might, intervening in the internal affairs of smaller, less advanced civilizations. Very nice. I'm very pleased. And we are looking like we're moving forward here as well. Could see a front split if we take Brandenburg before we take Pomerania, but hoping that we'll see what happens there. Yeah! There's a good solid battle. And there's a good solid battle as well. Alright, and our intervention is proving decisive. And indeed, once we've gotten a hold of... Once we've crushed this rebellion, Prussia proper will be... their economy will be much larger, and they'll be much more able to provide us with the diplomatic pact income that we deserve for using our great, impressive military might to aid them in their little conflict here. In fact, this is looking like we've basically got it handled, which I'm very pleased about. Return state happening in Arabia. Does that impact me? Am I impacted? Certainly not. Looks like the French are going to help the Egyptians, which would be interesting. Because a lot in current patches, Egypt has been basically just kind of been getting fucked by the Ottoman Empire. It's been really rough playing as Egypt in the current build of the game. There are some folks that suggested Egypt, and I'm like, I would love to play as Egypt. Playing as Egypt is really, really hard right now. And I think the game has developed in the ways in which the devs want it to be developed, but there are also... they haven't... Excellent. They haven't developed certain paths that I would like them to have. Alright, yeah, Prussian bankroll, 11k per week. That is beautiful. That is a very, very good amount of cash flow that I am very, very happy to have. Bang is still getting reduced in autonomy, which is good. And I'm still working on relations with these other countries. So now the question is, do I grab Brunei? So let me look at Langfang for a second. Langfang is Hakka. Let's look at the state of West Borneo. West Borneo is actually not that Hakka. That's interesting. Where do the Hakka people mostly live? Not in North Borneo. Not in East Borneo either. Okay, maybe running a minority state here. So, we'll see. We'll see what needs to be done. I might end up annexing them just to, well, release a country that's a little bit more suited to governing that population. We'll see. That said, I've now got Yan. Oh my God! No, I'm already using market squares. All right, I've got Yan Atmo pump engine. It's gonna use up a lot of tools. Let's do it. I need coal. Oh my gosh, do I not have any coal mines? I don't have any coal mines. Oh, I'm so smart and good at video games. All right, where do I have coal? Where do I have coal? Now that I've goofed it up, where do I have coal? Xi'an. So once again, the universities will be on hold while we deal with an economic problem that could have been completely solved had the government been a little bit more competent. Is this not the story of empires of all kinds? I am going to finish this port. We do have some coal mines operating, but we'll have more later. So, more importantly, how has this impacted tools? Tools are very expensive now, but iron is much cheaper, which is good. I'm very pleased with that. That is where we want to be. Getting our iron cheaper so that we can build more. I'll have to look up some stuff about nations in the kind of Borneo area that can be released so that I can be reasonable with that. I am going to give in to the temptation. Now that I've gotten a Prussian bankroll, and of course my economy is growing very, very steadily. Now that I've gotten a Prussian bankroll, I'll start building that construction sector that we were talking about. Are things down bad in this state? No, it's just the heavy forests. Oh no, it is. It is. There's bad turmoil. That's okay. It's only one construction sector. We'll be able to do more there later. Maybe once I've got a police force figured out, I'll incorporate them, and that'll be better. I think 4 coal mines will sort me. Because coal mines produce quite a bit of coal. Yeah, my shortage is only 187. So 160 will be produced by 4 coal mines, and that'll be enough to do what I wish to do. We have been building up some universities. Let's see where we are with innovation. Tech spread is 16 to 48. It's not as good as it could be. And France is improving relations. Wonderful. Is there an issue here? Population. Not enough population. That really sucks. I should probably do a decree to deal with that. I think I can maybe... Oh, but you know what? I don't think I got the tech for an immigration decree. I actually don't. Because I haven't invented romanticism. Alright, we'll continue to encourage resource industry here then. And that'll just be what we'll do. I built coal mines. Why is the coal situation even worse than it's ever been? Are my coal mines not able to get coal out of the ground and sell in markets? Seems that way. Oh, you know what? I wonder if now that there's coal in the market, there's pops using it to heat their houses. Because that's the thing that happens in this game. is now there's coal in the market. Pops can afford to buy it for heating needs, and that's going to drive up demand. Let's see if that's. Nope, it's just more mines operating more. It's just more mines operating more. I don't know why I said that like I was going to say more stuff afterward. It's just mines mining. So, I'm going to move one of my glassworks over to leaded glass. And let's see if I can sell glass somewhere on the market. I can sell glass in America. Lovely. Glass will be an export resource. Ooh, the duel. Boys are going to shoot each other. I love it. Guan Yi has challenged Yishan Aisin Gyoro to a duel to the death. So, these are generals. The aura surrounding the two figures is like something out of a romantic novel. Yishan Aisin Gyoro smiles. He's been rehearsing this moment before falling asleep. Guan Yi, you are a friendless bastard. Your insults cannot go unanswered. Pick a weapon of choice and we shall meet tomorrow. Let them fight! Blow. Time's up. Over. Blow. Alright, so the Green Standard Army needs another leader, and unfortunately all we've got are scholar official guys, so we'll grab this guy. Hey, I do have space for an armed forces fella. We'll put him in the Minjia Green Standard Army. We'll promote the bejesus out of him. This isn't political manipulation. I don't know what you're talking about. You'd have to be crazy to think this is political manipulation. I'm just promoting the best man associated with the best interest group to the top. Why are the scholar officials only getting stronger? This is ridiculous. Stop that. Guan Yi just died anyway. That's extremely funny. The guy who won that guy lived just long enough to shoot the guy he didn't like, and now he has died. Our oppressed siblings. Publicized accounts of discrimination against Confucian people in Spain have led the Confucian scholars to begin lobbying for a hostile stance against Spain. Even they may find forgiveness, yes, but such a thing requires repentance, and the Spanish government is the very definition of unrepentant arrogance. How merciful. Yet I show far more than their queen ever did. He was on the warpath, that was plainly obvious to the beleaguered attaché, and if he had his way, the nation would soon be as well. When words fail, we must bring the sword, and anti-country lobbies created targeting at Spain. They wish to cause an international incident over this. 2% of Confucian pops become radical. Well, I'm certainly not going to accept a bunch of radicals, so we must bring the sword. That's okay. Being anti-Spain isn't as bad as things could be. The standard of living is still heckin' low, which means radicals are up again. Which I don't love. We had standard of living really spiking for a while, but now it's back down to reasonable levels. How's the coal supply? Coal supply is doing all right, but we still need to build these mines. One day we'll start actually building all these universities that I talked about building in, I think, the first episode. And then we'll really start getting the tech spread that we deserve. We're currently getting the tech spread that we deserve because we didn't build all those universities. When can I invade Japan? That's the real question. That's the thing we need to answer here. When do we invade Japan? Japan is still on a regular infantry, so I could theoretically invade them now. So let's prepare for that. We're gonna need some mobile artillery. We're gonna need 10 levels of mobile artillery. We'll put them in Beijing, the capital. And then once that's built, we'll work on invading Japan. Cambodia wants to support their independence? No. No, sir. No, sir. I will not support your independence. Oh my gosh, the British Raj actually won. They actually became a proper Raj. What a bunch of goobers. Alright, Britain, let's have better relations. Let's stop goofing about here. We're cooperative. Portugal is conciliatory. Let's stop goofing about and have better relations. That's what we're going to do. We're going to have good relations with Britain. We're going to have good relations with Portugal. We're all going to be... British Raj, I swear. I will cut you. I will cut you, British Raj. I will destroy your giblets. Eventually. What I'll probably do is break them off from Great Britain, and then they'll fragment. Then they'll do a Raj-splosion, which will be pretty funny. I'll be delighted when that happens. Things are down bad in Jiangxi. But we're improving relations with our friends in Europe, and that's what matters. Because we still can't afford to take them all in a fight. We will eventually. We will eventually be in a position where we can take all of Europe in a fight. Believe you me. This is not your daddy's Great Qing. This is the angrier, scrappier Great Qing, and we will soon, at one point in history, be able to take on all of Europe at once. But today is not yet that day. Anyway, that is all the time we've got for this episode, my nerds. I have had fun. I hope you all have had fun, and I will see you on the other side.